here is something I never figured we'd ever get to on this channel, and it is Doctor Who related stuff. Don't have nothing against Doctor Who. Never really was a fan of Doctor Who. Never really was interested in getting to know Doctor Who. But here we have two theatrical versions of, I guess, from what I understand, streamlined versions of some arcs that the TV show had. This time, however, Peter Cushing, the Hammer legend, or legend in general, is playing the Doctor in this, who is actually Doctor Who and not whatever it was they called him in the TV show. He's not a Time Lord. He is a man who invents a time machine, or a machine that transports him places. But he is also human, which is apparently a big no-no, because apparently he was not human in the actual TV show, in any version of him. But nonetheless, we'll say this much. We'll go with this one here first. This is the Doctor Who and the Daleks, or Daleks. This stars Peter Cushing. I believe this is, what is this, 1965. Up front, I will say, like I have been saying for all these Severin movies, that this thing looks amazing. This one looks amazing too. They really look good. If you're really into science fiction movies, you're probably going to really enjoy this. This one also doubles as an origin story of sorts, because if you're not used to Doctor Who, this movie does set the table on who these people are, who the Doctor is, and whatnot. So he builds this machine, and he travels to a different planet where the evil Daleks are in battle with another species that I can't remember the name of, but basically they're evil and they're against these other guys and they're doing them wrong. So the good Doctor springs into action with his group of people that he has with him to save the day. There's some funny stuff in it. It's not like super serious movie, as you probably didn't expect to be a super serious movie. I don't mind the pacing in this movie though, and I do think this movie is probably the strongest of the two here on these releases. And this one got a 3 for me, which is probably pretty good for a Doctor Who related thing. It doesn't make me want to go out and watch a whole bunch of Doctor Who, but it does make me appreciate this one, probably because Peter Cushing is here, and I think he does an outstanding, amazing job. We'll say up front, there are no reverse covers or nothing like that on this, but this film, very sci-fi, which is good because this is a sci-fi movie. It's it's probably going to upset a lot of the nerds out there if you're really into Doctor Who, because from what I read online, a lot of the things are different than the actual TV show, and a lot of people don't appreciate that. But one thing I do appreciate is the fact that this particular release does have 6 hours of special features, and you can see the big wall of stuff there. Audio commentaries galore, interviews, documentaries about this stuff, about this arc in the Doctor Who thing. There's a legacy here. There's like a documentary or whatever about this, the legacy of the Daleks or whatever, which is apparently a pretty big deal with Doctor Who related stuff. Like I said, nothing too serious, but it does serve its purpose, and it does make its point for being a pretty interesting sci-fi flick, which then bleeds over into the sequel, Daleks Invasion Earth, 2150 AD, also starring Peter Cushing back again as the Doctor. Some of his supporting cast has kind of changed this time around. This is 1966. Also, again, like the previous movie, it looks really, really good. They did a good job with the transfer. The only bad thing, there's bad and there's good with this one. One of the bad things I would say is I think the pacing is kind of bad on this one. I think there's a lot of characters that seem kind of pointless in this one. But other than that, it's an Earth invasion this time, as the Daleks have taken over London, Earth, London to be exact. And Doctor Who and company are having to rush in now to save the planet from these people that they just dealt with in the previous film. The design and everything is good. The movie, like I said, I can't say it enough, looks really good, especially this one. It does have some cool moments. I will say that's very sci-fi moments. It's one of those things where I think you're probably, if you're a big Peter Cushing fan, you're probably going to be more drawn to that more than anything else. As far as movie invasions go, Earth invasions go, it's not too shabby. I give it a 2.5, but it's just at the end of the day, it's Doctor Who, and I'm not much of a Doctor Who guy, no matter how much I try to make myself be one. This movie's a little better. This one here, a little bit, on the lesser side, but One thing it does do, there are moments where the Daleks or whatever are dealing with humans or trying to round up humans, and it does seem kind of creepy. So you do have a little bit more of a horror element with this one, even though I'm pretty sure that's not exactly at all what they were going for. 4 hours of special features this time around, with a audio commentary, the Daleks Invasion of BBC. We got more Dalek Tales Part 2, more interviews, more documentary type stuff, restoring the movie in 4K. There's a lot of stuff here. Basically, I will say this much. If you're going to go out of your way, if you're a Doctor Who fan or you just love this story, and you want to see it more streamlined along than apparently the seasons or whatever it took to tell it in the TV show, you're going to want both of these. And as a combo, I think if you love hours upon hours of stuff that deals with this subject matter, you're going to be very happy with it. If you're new to it, like me, you could be converted to be a new fan. If you like Peter Cushing, you could definitely want to own this. I am a big Peter Cushing fan. But don't be surprised if you're kind of like me and you're a little wishy-washy on it. This one is the best if you want to just go for one of the two. But the sci-fi people, they probably will be right at home with what you get here because they go out of their way to give you a good release.